Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Dangerous Zygos here with DJ Universe, Calvin Blingwell, and Dandy Market. And look, we have to start with a milestone that honestly sounds fake, but is 100% real. Drake just secured his latest #1 single with the track Iceman. And with that single, he has officially moved past Michael Jackson for the most U.S. #1 songs by a male solo artist. Let that sink in. Michael Jackson.
Bro, that is wild. As a rap artist myself, coming out of LSU, looking at the game from Calabasas now, passing MJ is legendary. But here is the crazy part. He is breaking Michael Jackson's records in the exact same week he is getting shot at from every direction. You got Jay-Z dropping that Roots Picnic freestyle, which felt like a direct surgical strike. And then you have this absolute mess with DJ Head, where a Drake record reportedly had West Coast disses scrubbed and edited after it was already out in the wild.
Man, as a manager and producer who built everything from scratch in Ohio and Florida, this is what I call the ultimate industry machine at work. The streets are talking, the blogs are screaming about the beef, but the coordinate on the chart doesn't care about the noise. The song still goes #1. It is the classic distinction between a temporary social media moment and a permanent distribution system. Drake has built an infrastructure that outruns the backlash.
You gotta stay lit to survive, and Drake's whole career is proof of that. Most artists, if they get hit with half the heat Drake took this year, their numbers tank, their fans go quiet. But this man has turned conflict into a literal metric. How does someone stay fully embedded in rap's gladiatorial conflict culture while simultaneously operating as a global pop institution on the level of Thriller era Mike?
Well, that is the core tension, Dandy. Michael Jackson existed in an era where pop stars had to be pristine, untouchable gods. If MJ got into a public, muddy street fight with another artist, it would have damaged the pristine brand. Drake, on the other hand, uses the dirt as fuel. He has normalized the idea that you can be the biggest pop star on earth while still behaving like a competitive battle rapper.
But is it sustainable? If you are constantly editing tracks after the fact because of local pressure, like what happened with DJ Head, does that pop gold armor start to show cracks? It feels like the system is working overtime to protect the asset.
The system is working overtime because the system is designed to protect the bag, Calvin. When you are moving that much volume, a localized conflict is just a variable to be managed, not a fatal blow.
And that brings us to how this machine is actually constructed. If we look under the hood of Drake's operation, it is not just about raw talent or charisma. It is about three very specific pillars. You have OVO Sound acting as the talent incubator and brand imprint, Noah 40 Shabib operating as the absolute sonic architect who has maintained a consistent audio aesthetic for 15 years, and then you have Republic Records providing the massive global distribution muscle while allowing Drake to retain immense leverage and control.
That is the blueprint right there. For any indie artist listening to this, the lesson is not to go out and try to get famous overnight. The lesson is to build roles. Even if you are a solo artist sitting in your bedroom right now, you need to map out your team on paper. Who is your A&R brain helping you select beats? Who is controlling the visual identity? Who is managing your publishing and booking? If you are doing all of it yourself, you are wearing 5 hats, but you still need to know which hat you are wearing at any given second.
And you gotta ask the ugly questions before you sign anything. Look at that DJ Head situation again. If a track can have verses or disses removed after it is uploaded, you have to ask yourself, who actually has the contractual power to alter my art once it leaves my hands? If you don't own your delivery pipeline, you are just a tenant in your own house.
Exactly. This is where supreme mathematics comes into play as a real business discipline, not just a philosophy. First, you have knowledge. That means deeply understanding your specific target audience and market dynamics. Then wisdom, executing your releases and content consistently, week in and week out. Next is understanding. studying the actual data to see what converts a casual listener into a paying fan. And finally, culture and freedom, owning the actual platform and equity instead of just renting temporary relevance from a major label.
That is the ultimate transition from artist to enterprise. So let's turn this into a practical checklist for everyone listening. If you want to build this week, here's your homework. Step 1, identify your sonic architect, the one producer who truly understands your sound. Step 2, map your team roles on paper, even if it is just 2 people doing 5 jobs. Step 3, audit your publishing and master rights so you know exactly who owns what. And step 4, make one strategic rollout move this week that protects your brand identity instead of just chasing cheap temporary clout.
Own your masters, own your masters, own your masters. If you don't control the edit button, you don't control the legacy.
Keep it lit, keep it smart, and build your own machine.
We out here building empires from scratch. See y'all next week.
Peace.